What's good, family? It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the General, 7A Sports TV. And shout out to the awesome, amazing, and phenomenal LDBC, Lions in Boxing Community. Shout out to the Louisiana All-American Sports Network. And shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. All my members of Jaguar Nation, if you have not done so already, go check out my live stream where I give you the full, score-by-score breakdown, stats breakdown of, my post-game reaction to Southern University's 31-24 overtime win over Prairie View. But this particular video is for my LDBC family members that love the sport of boxing like I do. And of course, as somebody that loves the sport of boxing, I feel like the sport of boxing does not love me back because for the most part, we can't get the fights we want on a consistent basis. And additionally, fighters of today, they are not like fighters of yesteryear and fighters of the past, fighters of the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about Anthony Joshua, and what's next for Anthony Joshua? At one point, because truthfully speaking, Daniel Dubois dog walked AJ. There's no two ways about it. I know Daniel Dubois was his former sparring partner. And, a lot of times fighters don't like to fight former sparring partners because, they have a certain understanding of the fighter they fight. But I think whether Daniel Dubois was Anthony Joshua's former sparring partner or not, I don't think it really would have mattered. Daniel Dubois just beat the brakes off of Anthony Joshua. There's no two ways about it. AJ just really couldn't handle Daniel Dubois. And the crazy thing about it that let me know that AJ really can't rock with Daniel Dubois. Prior to the last knockdown and, AJ getting stopped, he hurt Daniel Dubois, and Daniel Dubois still ended up polishing him off. So at the end of the day, I think Daniel Dubois is just a bad matchup for AJ. AJ got a little tread on the tires. And the thing that just ticks me off with Anthony Joshua, all these years he ducked Deontay Wilder. He ducked Deontay Wilder, and he avoided him like the plague. I think deep down, Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, they knew if he ever fought Deontay Wilder, he was going to get stopped and he was going to get knocked out. But at this point, I really don't see what do they have to lose. First and foremost, he is a lifetime contract with Eddie Hearn. What the hell is that? What is a lifetime contract as a boxer? And the crazy thing about it is if you look at fighters in the 90s, if a fighter lost more than a couple fights in a row, if he was on HBO, they wanted to get rid of him. If he was on Showtime, they wanted to get rid of him, whatever the case may be. So the fact that you got a lifetime contract with Eddie Hearn, it's crazy to me. And considering the behind whooping he took on Saturday night, it's crazy because we was backstage, me and the brothers, and we was just laughing. And my immediate reaction was, he should have fought Wilder. But just think about it. The behind whooping that Anthony Joshua took, I'll be willing to bet my last dollar. The beating he took, even with that being said, I'll be willing to bet Eddie Hearn got way more money for that fight than Anthony Joshua. Considering Anthony Joshua got a behind whooping, there's no way the promoter should make more money than the fighter, in my opinion. That's just me. But at the end of the day, I don't think Anthony Joshua had real good counsel when it came to dealing with Eddie Hearn. And, it's crazy to me. But at this point, you done already lost to Andy Ruiz, right? He lost to Alexander Usyk twice. And you got dog walked by Daniel Dubois. So at this point, Anthony Joshua, we done already seen him lose in dramatic, terrible fashion. We seen him get beat down. So, what does he have to lose at this point? Why does he not want to fight Deontay Wilder? You coming off a loss, Wilder's coming off a loss. What's there to lose? I mean, I don't understand. I really don't. Like, we knew when he didn't want to fight him and he just kept avoiding him, and Eddie Hearn throwing out these crazy stipulations, trying to make Wilder fight for a flat fee. And then, AJ going to be the 8th side in the first fight. And then once Wilder knocks him out, they're going to be square in the second fight. And it's like he just kept offering sucker deals. And Wilder was like, hey, I don't care if you want to give me 90-10. I don't care if you want to give me a flat fee. Hey, I'm willing to take whatever you giving me. Long as you taking that on the back end, I'm good. And Eddie Hearn would not take, and Anthony Joshua, they would not take that fight for nothing in the world. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't feel sorry for AJ. Really and truly, I'm surprised like Eddie Hearn just has not cashed him out and thrown him to the wolves and just let him fight Deontay Wilder. But at this point, like I said, already, took a few behind with, you lost Usyk twice, you lost Ruiz, you lost to Dubois, like, in savage fashion Saturday. Like, why not just take the Wilder fight? I know some of these AJ fanboys, basically they saying, like, hey, Wilder wash, AJ wash, we don't want to see the fight. That's bullcrap. Just like when we saw, back in the gap, we saw Roy Jones Jr. and Tito Trinidad fight. Even though they were both past their prime, we saw like, hey, had they fought in their prime, this is what would have happened. Roy Jones Jr. would have beat Felix Trinidad. And the same with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. If they'd have fought in their prime, what happened is what would have happened in their prime. Even though I think the fight would have been more exciting had they fought probably like 5 years prior to that, because I don't care what nobody said. We all was kind of in agreement. I think that fight between Mayweather and Pacquiao, it was like 5 years past the expiration date, in my opinion. But had they fought in primes, the same thing would have happened. And I think at this point, if Joshua and Wilder, well, let me phrase that. If Wilder and Joshua were to fight now, whatever happens in this fight is what would have happened had they fought in their prime. But I think Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua and all Anthony Joshua fangirls, they know if Wilder fights him and he stops him, which he will, probably in even more savage fashion than Daniel Dubois did. They know that all along they knew Deontay Wilder was better. And that's why they never wanted to fight for Anthony Joshua. And that's why they just kind of wanted to argue about it instead of actually letting those two men get in the ring and handle it. And at the end of the day, I'm just going to be honest with you. What's next for Anthony Joshua? I don't know. Evidently, he really didn't have a rematch clause with Daniel Dubois. And also, I don't know. I really don't know what's next for him. Me, truthfully, it should be Wilder. If you don't fight Wilder, I really don't care. And I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm Wilder at this point, I'm not chasing him anyway. I think AJ a sucker for the way he handled this whole Wilder situation. Truthfully speaking, I can't call these men cowards because every time they get in the ring and put on those gloves, they put their life on the line. But at the same token, this is what you do for a living. The fact that you avoid this man like a plague, it is cowardly behavior. I don't care what nobody say because, from a coaching standpoint, even though I know I'm not getting punched in the face or punched upside the head, if I keep avoiding this particular team, hey, we should play them. But of course, that's the difference in football and basketball for me as a coaching standpoint. I can't avoid a team if like they make the playoffs or whatever. But even with that being said, if I'm avoiding this particular team, it says something about my team and it says something about me as a coach. So at the end of the day, I just feel like, Anthony Joshua was a coward for the whole way he avoided Deontay Wilder. And I think he knew deep down inside he was going to get savagely stopped. And I think that's the reason why he avoided Wilder. Because Saturday night proved it. Because from what we understand, rumor has it that, and it's kind of been confirmed that, Daniel Dubois, knocked him out in sparring, and supposedly a couple other fighters knocked him out in sparring also. So that's why he always avoided Wilder. We know this. And if I'm Wilder, like I'm not running behind this dude. I'm just going to go on about my career. And it's sad that at one point, this was going to be the biggest fight, probably in boxing history. definitely in heavyweight history. You know, you was gonna fight for undisputed. You probably could have got a 2-fight deal. AJ was gonna get 50 million up front and 50-50 on the back end. Man, you can't beat that. And then, you know, Wilder, he probably would have went on the knockout. Tyson Fury had they not cheated him. But, it's at this point, it shoulda, woulda, coulda. But that's it for this video. If you found any value in this video, like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I post any new videos. Go check out my brother Jared 11 Green on his channel. We do a show every week called the Southern Baller Show, or we just talk about football, HBCU football, NFL football, college football just in general. Also, go check out my brother Brent Fox on his channel. It's just me starring Brent Fox. He does a 20x20 series for all my LDBC family members that's into boxing. And he also talks about football on his channel. And also, go check out my brother Cadillac Red Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Every week we do a show with the usual suspects, Cadillac Red, 503 Line, and myself, the coach's playbook. We just talk about things from a coach's and from a parent's perspective. Go check out all of these LDBC brothers. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Y'all have a blessed, phenomenal evening. Peace and blessings.